This is Michael Jordan with AB Friendly Company. We're down here at the underground meadery once again. We're going to use, it's the beginning of the month again, so we're moving right in. And we're going to use tupelo honey. T-U-P-E-L-O. Tupelo. And my understanding is that this is a lot of mead makers' favorite honeys for making mead. That I guess this is a very good sweet tasting honey. So we're going to do, just like we've done all of them every month, half-gallon batch. Brand new type of honey, Red Star, Premier Blanc, Champagne yeast, and the balloon. And I want to give a big shout out to my friend Paul Rira. Check that out. Lavender. Right, so he used lavender honey and then put lavender petals in. And man, he's got this kind of like light bluish purple like mead. Sweet. Really off color. Heavy lavender taste. Yeah, really super cool. It's got some good legs to it. So thanks, Paul, for the taste of your really nice looking blue purple lavender mead, man. I'm enjoying it. Thank you. So let's get this all started. Back to the basics, right? Fermentation device, half-gallon. Any type of fermentation device. Pick out a yeast. We've given you a vast variety of yeast, and you can find yeast, but we're using the yellow pack. Balloon. Balloon is for your airlock. That way we don't get any bacteria in, and that way everything that'll bleed out we can kind of control without it exploding and boiling over. Sugar. We're going to be using honey. So we're using honey as our sugar, Red Star for our yeast, and our fermentation device. And I'm just using water. I just have the water from the osmosis machine from the well, and I just fill up a jug with water, and that's what we're going to be using. I am using the coffee pot method as always. I've got my hot water here. We're just going to turn on the coffee pot. It'll start percolating, boiling, and we'll get hot water. So we'll add the honey to the fermentation device, add a little hot water to it to dissolve the sugar, finish it off by water. We'll take our specific gravity reading, we'll take our temperature reading, see if we can get our yeast in, dump our yeast in, and put our balloon on. That's how we basically make all of our liquor batches for making mead. So let's get started. So this honey came from Winter Park. They're a distributor that I use. They get all kinds of different kinds of honey for you that you can use. Anything from buckwheat, orange blossom. They're just another distributor I use to try to get different flavors of honey. If I can't get it directly from a beekeeper that I know, because some of the honeys are kind of avocado honey. I really don't know a dealer for avocado honey, so I just get my avocado honey from them. But they work with some really good beekeepers for good raw product. They also have spectral sheets for pollen, so you can get pollen counts of their honey as well. That's one reason why I really like out of Greeley, Colorado. There's Rice's honey, and they've got varieties of honey that you can use. They've got a good product. I like them. But we're only using 2 pounds per half gallon, so this should be about 15% alcohol. Remember, we like 3 pounds per honey per gallon. We try not to exceed 5 per gallon because that's way too sweet. Got a little honey on the side. We'll have to remember that's never a mistake when you put the honey on the side of the jar. That's your test. Kind of reminds me of orange blossom honey. Has a very good taste. Ooh, lots of good flavor. So hopefully some of those flavors will come through in our meads. going to go ahead real quick. We're going to dump hot water in here, hot water in here. Get the residual honeys out of the jar. Right, we want as much sugar as we can. Right, these are 1 pound jars, so we want 1 pound of honey out of them. So we kind of use the hot water to kind of get the residuals out. Remember, you can save these. These ones are plastic. Mine are usually glass. Save them, put nails in them, seed saving, reuse for your own honey if you have it. These got squeeze tops on them, so you can use them for all kinds of things. You can even make your own jams and jellies and put it back in and make squeeze bottles. So that's something you can use too. Dissolve that honey that's in the jar that we pulled in now. Now remember, the reason we're doing this is it makes it easier for the yeast to dissolve the sugars when they're not all bunched up. So dissolving the sugars in the water makes it so the yeast can eat it and get us our highest output of alcohol. Making sure the honey's not stuck to the bottom. Man, that's good, huh? A little syrupy. Put a little more water in. Give this another shake here. Now when you're doing big batches, you have like blenders. When we do big 14-gallon batches that we have here to 120, we have a drill that we have a paint mixer on, and we use the paint mixer to mix up all the honey with the sugar. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we'll tap this off. All right, so fermentation device, honey, water. Right now we're going to go ahead and get our specific gravity reading so we can start what our starting gravity reading is off the bat. And then we're going to get a temperature to see if we can drop our yeast in. So get your tube out. Make sure it's about 3/4 full. You notice mine's a little warped and bent. One of my first ones I got from my grandfather. It's been washed a few times, seen some heat. It's been around a little bit. So now I'm going to take out a hydrometer. Remember, the hydrometer is giving us our density of volume for sugar. So we'll put that in there, and that basically tells us how much sugar we have in this content for alcohol potential. So what we're looking for is we're always looking for something that's 1.130 or higher. That usually gets us a good alcohol content of anywhere from 13 to 18% when we get into those levels. That's what we usually look for. This one's going to be high because remember we're using 2 pounds per half gallon. So that's almost adding like 4 pounds per gallon. So we're going to be in the upper ratio of probably about 1.17 to 1.19. Let's see if I'm... 1.14. So see, that's where we wanted to be, 1.13 to 1.18, somewhere in there. I was hoping to get a little higher, but this is going to be reading out at about potential alcohol 15, 16, 17, 18%. So this is about 18% alcohol right here. So we've got our specific gravity reading. We said that was 1.4. So I get my pen. Always write that on our jug, right? We always put our recipe on our jug so we know what's in it. 1.140. All right, so we've got our specific gravity reading. We're going to pour that back in the jug. We don't want to lose our sugar. Leave a little bit at the bottom to see what you're going to have. Kind of like it has a spice in it or something. That's good. Like I said, hopefully that spice and stuff comes out when we're making our mead. I will just go ahead and top that off just a little bit. All right, now a couple ways we can do things. We can get out our thermometer and dip our thermometer in, get our temperature reading. I got a nice candy thermometer that I use. I got a couple of them. But I also like the temperature gun. Push the button, point it, 72.6. Remember, we want to be 68 to 78. That's the best temperatures to dump the yeast in. 72.1. All right, so as we hit it, right, it's got a little red light on it that you can see. So you can see what your temperatures are. Works really good. So I'm just going to write that down, that our starting gravity and our temperature, 72.1. Right, that way we have what we put the starting temperature in for our yeast. Red Star Champagne gives us one of our higher alcohol contents because it goes to champagne. You do have to worry about residual sugar when bottling because it will reactivate. That's what gives it the bubble effect in the champagne, is the carbonation. And carbonation is the release of the CO2 from the yeast eating the sugars. All right, super cool. Put my hand over it. Get the yeast in the jug. Bam! Super cool. We got our balloon, which is our airlock. This keeps particles from getting into the batch again, as well as controls the aroma and the release of the CO2. When we see the balloon blow up, of course, we know fermentation is happening. Tupelo honey. Really super easy to make. Small batches like this, less than a half hour. This is something, if you have honey, dump it in, go. Super big batches are even easy like this once you know what you're doing. Just as long as you have good warm water to start batching it. You will see us do a big batch of regular mead, so we always have mead to give to people. We will be doing our Friar Tuck's apple braggot in the big batch, so you can kind of see us do that we'll be able to take it around. So the more complex, it does take time. Small, easy. Michael Jordan, Underground Meadery, AB Friendly Company on Facebook. Check us out. See what we're doing. Subscribe. Share this with your friends. Drink mead. And have a great day. That's good.